Hello gamers, Pet here, welcome to vlog number 15. Alright, 15, haven't done, actually one of my latest video was a vlog. So anyway, it's been some months since we haven't talked, since I haven't made, like a proper video, mainly because, as you guys probably know, I got a job, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's not like, this guy had to get a job. It's great. It's something that I really enjoy. Basically, I work with Unity every day. So for some of you who might know, I actually want to be a game designer. I want to be able to make video games. This was my plan since I was a little boy. I was always dreaming on making my own games. I was always starting on making games on paper, but back then I didn't know any kind of mechanics, so I used my imaginations a lot. I've done those snakes and ladder games, but it was kind of the same mechanic, only a different team. Like you are in space now, you are on whatever. It's a bit unfortunate I don't have those anymore. But anyway, in the meantime, my chair broke over here, so it's nothing. It's just the texture that texture got off. So anyway, what else is new? I'm trying to make like a fast overall about what this video is going to be about. So the video is going to be about latest plans, some small health problems which I'm going to mention because people are not really talking about this, and when it's going to come to you, and it's going to come because it's a very common problem but pretty painful, you're not going to laugh anymore. So anyway, as I was saying, my dream was to make video games, and over the past years I've kind of worked towards that. Also, if you know my blogs from last year, I was kind of planning on starting to draw again, because I was like, okay, I don't want to be a programmer because I don't care that much about programming. I like the logical aspects of programming, like especially when you program games and you make something and you do some coding and what you did actually moves. You can see what it does. Right? Yeah, I also started to drink these Radler beers. It's not kind of beers, it's more like juice, but it's much more better than juice because it's more at the same price. Anyway, so that was the plan. I was like, okay, I've always kind of been in between, those logical aspects and those art aspects. So what can I do? So basically this summer I kind of really needed to make some more money in order to pay the bills at what I was making as a freelancer, working for some old clients, because I didn't bother to find new clients, which is okay. I kind of didn't want to do that thing again and again. Basically, for some of you who don't know, I was doing websites since I was 14 years old. That's how I started, making a website. HTML is not really programming, but for a 14-year-old, it was kind of an interesting thing. So I always had, websites of my own personal website. There is still like a website for Little Fighter 2, which was a free 2D fighting game. I still have my website. It's online somewhere. I don't know the address to tell you. What I was saying, this is one of the other things, which was I wanted to make this video for some month, like 1 month ago, but every time it's the weekend and I kind of want to relax, I was like, I should make a video because I do want to make it, but it's kind of that thing because I'm really rusty, so my voice is not that good anymore. I don't have that good flow that I've been talking in the past about. So I really lost my train of thought. So yeah, I was talking about making programming and websites, and yeah, okay, so that's from HTML and CSS I moved to PHP, which I was able to make better other games, and I kind of got that sweet spot when I finished high school in 2006 and 2007. I knew to do a lot of stuff for kid of that age, like 18, 19 years old. I could even got a job right then because I went to a couple of interviews, but no, I want to do college, and then college started, and I remember being with a dude that, a colleague that was pretty cool. I was, oh my god, he's a new beginning. He wasn't from the town, so he went to a place where he rented, right? So oh my god, this is a new beginning. It's going to be so full of, and it was full of not shit, but it was not what I expect it to be. But in that spot when you are 19, 20 years old, when you really want to do stuff, I was a little bit confused because not sexually I wanted to make games, but I didn't knew exactly how. I mean, yeah, you could do it with Flash, but you know, Flash was dying. HTML5 was not ready, and you didn't have what you have today. And you could have said, hey, Pat, if you are really passionate about it, you have just started to make games in Flash. Yeah, but you see, I didn't actually there weren't that many resources back then. I didn't have a mentor back then to tell me, hey, Pat, what you want to do is actual game design, not really programming. Just try to do this, and try to make it in Flash like that. And that's going to be, you know, really useful. I was, you know, thinking like every newbie thinks my first game is going to be art, pure art, and you know, other stuff like that. But anyway, I've learned from that. I moved into college. I was doing more artsy stuff, movies. I was thinking about scenarios, small scripts. Then I figured out that I can't really do small scripts or movies because people are not going to help you. Also need some money, and you know, stuff like that. So I kind of moved into, you know, that was 5 years ago. I kind of moved on casting StarCraft 2 for almost 2 years. 2012, I got the idea with GamerPET in 2012, but for that year I haven't done anything. I worked for the first 6 months on my license. Just go on YouTube and search for Little Timișoara, and that's the video I made. It could be done better, but at least I've done it. And after all that school thing, I got, you know, I really got it out of my finally no more school. I can finally do what I want. And then in 2013 I started with GamerPET, and hey, almost 3 years later, I don't really regret it. Even that you might say, hey, I don't know, no, we finally reached 3,000 subscribers, yay. But you know, when I started, I was like, hey, I don't need to be like a huge YouTuber, but if I could make, you know, $300 per month, and I can't do that and I could have probably do that, but you know, I got demotivated. I've learned a lot, and I super estimated me on some aspects, and then I saw that I was real crap on some aspects, which demotivated me again. But at the same time, I could see when I first started casting StarCraft 2 that I've learned a lot. My English is much better, and so on. And even right now, if I look at some of my older videos, I can see on how crappy they were and how much I improved, right? But anyway, the plan with GamerPET was that me to make some money each month playing some video games, and then start to make a video game while I have money from this source, so I don't have to you know, be, oh my god, I need money, well, what should I do, you know, the plans change a bit, mainly because I actually got a job in something that I really wanted. But speaking on the same note, as I've said, last year I was thinking on starting to learn how to draw, and I would still love to do that, and I still think I will do that when I have the time. But I realize that I will never be able to draw like a concept artist. That dude has years of experience, but I will maybe be able to do other stuff, because even when you talk about drawing, there are a lot of drawing types and a lot of artists. So when you're an artist, what kind? Oh, you do UI design. Okay, that's cool. So this whole thing with GamerPET basically helped me a lot to... Every day I was watching games. I was looking at games that were coming out. I was playing games that were coming out. And that really allowed me to learn more about game design and what it means, you know, what games mean in a way, right? Because... And I can see it with other people who still think, or they still think too big when it comes to games. They still want to make that RPG, that strategy game, or you know, something like that. When in reality, especially if it's your first game, you should really aim low and just do a project from A to Z. You know, just do it and move to the next one and so on. I also noticed that there are a lot of people who say they want to make games, but then when you give them the opportunity, they are like, yeah, nah, I'm doing my thing, my own game. And I realize that those people are never going to actually do anything, and they will always remain on that area where they just say they want to make video games because it's cool to make video games. And hey, in reality, they want to make video games, but they don't realize what making video games means. I'm not saying that I fully understand, but in some aspects I kind of matured a little bit better because of this GamerPETing, where I was able to watch a lot of games. I saw interesting games fail. I saw small PR mistakes with the game that got launched because they said that the game is 4X, but it was kind of a board game strategy game, and that people were like, this is not. Jesus. Sometimes this community is like, what the hell is this? Like, chill the fuck out. You don't like it, move to another game. There are so many games that are coming right now, which is one of the problems that I have right now. You can't really play everything. Well, that's for sure. But even if you, not everything like all the crappy games, but there are so many decent games out there that you want to try, that you want to play, and you don't have time for that. And then since now it's October, it's going to be November and December, those AAA games are coming out, though, that are cool, and I'm like, oh shit, I want to play that game. Why? For example, I want to play Football Manager is coming out, and I was thinking on getting it. Even that some improvements are so-so, but it's going to be interesting, I guess. Star Wars Battlefront, I played the beta bit, and it's enjoyable somehow. It wasn't like, whoa, but it was enjoyable somehow, so I'm still going to look at it. And then Fallout 4, not sure. I'm going to wait for reviews, but everybody's going to lick the asshole of that game because, oh my god, but that's a game for Fallout 4, which is iffy. You need to be careful with that. And then what else? You see, I even StarCraft 2. Finally, we are going to get the third expansion. I'm going to buy the collector's edition because I want to have all of them. Even that you don't really get that many cool stuff anymore. At least, you know, with the first collector's edition with Diablo, you got that USB stick. With StarCraft 2, you also got that Raynor badge, you know, kind of a USB stick. I still have it. It's kind of cool. But anyway, I want to have it. And then in December, I haven't even looked at what games are coming out because I still don't know what to play exactly right now. I have a couple of interesting games, a lot of interesting games. What should I play? What should I play? And then, hey, it's Saturday night, let's go to sleep. It's Sunday night, let's go to sleep, and so on, right? Now, about the job that I've been taking, it's cool. I'm working with some cool people. We are actually making, you know, serious game, if you want to call them like that. They are basically games for training people, something like that. Which is, I remember about that subject that I've told a programmer. I think he's like 22, so he's pretty young, but he's pretty good because he has been working since he was 20, and he was working at a corporation. I was like, hey dude, you are happy at your job at the corporation? Oh no, not far, but okay, look, we are looking for a programmer at our job here, and no, if I am to leave this place, I will only go to Blizzard and BioWare. But like 1 month ago, his Facebook update changed that he went to another company. That person is never going to make a game, never. Well, never say never, but it's not going to be that, and he's never going to go to Blizzard or BioWare or any of those companies. Another cool thing, and I'm not the one that said that, but I also another programmer that we have in our company, but he's in Brasov. It's a guy that actually worked for 3 years at Crytek. He's one of those crazy cool programmers, and he said that when you are going to a company like that, they are interested in seeing what you have done. They don't care. Okay, you are a programmer. You worked at some multinational company that's doing software for cars. Okay, but what games have you made? Okay, you want to make games? Yeah, but what games have you made so far? Anything else? Anything interesting? No? Well, there are other good programmers that are actually making small games, and we will take those people. Right, so basically my role right now, it's kind of like, I don't know, a technical artist or something like that. Basically, I'm working with Unity. Unity is my thing. I'm receiving code from the programmer. Sometimes I'm receiving assets from the 3D guys, and I'm putting them into the scene, and I'm putting stuff together. And my first project was actually a thing with a horse that decides to race, you know, kind of a Mercedes car. That was the sponsor thingy. And it was for Oculus, right? So you were going on the horse on a path. You weren't controlling. It was more of an experience where of you putting the thing and that thing happening, the game, you know, happening in front of you. and you, of course, you can't really go with the, you can't really race with a car because the car has a lot of horsepower while you only had one, right? And the horse goes to the forest and then onto a bridge, and then finally they intersect and the horse jumps over the car. It's pretty cool with the Oculus. It's kind of having a pretty good effect, and it was really enjoyable for a first project. We also only had like 1 week, but 1 week was me getting adjusted to some stuff, and then 1 week of actual work. So I had a guy that was making the 3D terrains and then some assets, 3D modeling some a bridge and other stuff, giving me textures, and then me putting his stuff in, right? Me finding bugs and fighting with bugs in a tool that we were using, and then things were getting nice, and then oh shit, I have to do some. How is the game actually going to behave? Okay, you are going on the path when you click play on Unity, and if you make a build when you are executing that exe file, the game itself, it's automatically going to start, and maybe you don't want to do that. And then, okay, with the sound, the horse should make a sound. How do I do that? And then it turns out that I actually had to do a state machine, which was kind of nice, because I discovered Playmaker, which is an amazing plugin for Unity, which is basically allowing me to do exactly what I want when it's come to programming, visualizing the logic structure and making stuff visually without having to actually type code. I enjoy typing code and thinking it like that too, but it's kind of a huge gap for me to think about some hardcore stuff when I can actually do it much easier with this one, right? So I actually done a thing that when the game starts, it's automatically paused. When you press enter, it's going to start. When you press space, you have a pause just for in case you need to pause. And then when you get to the end, there is another state machine, and you press enter again, and it's going to restart, which is going to start again, pause, and again the same thing again. And with the sound, I actually created some triggers. Okay, when you are on asphalt, the horse makes a particular sound, asphalt sound. When you're in the forest, you make a sound. When you're on the bridge, which is a wooden bridge, you are making another sound. And I created some triggers on those spots, and I made a state machine that was checking to see what was the last trigger that was on, and it was playing a particular sound. And that was really, really enjoyable, and I've learned a lot from that particular project. And that's what, okay, some people will say, that's not a game, that's not like, whatever. At least I'm doing something that's moving me forward towards making a better game later, maybe an art game or whatever. Video games are art. This is not art because it doesn't have story, doesn't have, whatever. I'm using all those tools, and I can not clearly see it because there are a lot of small puzzle pieces that I haven't yet hit, but I see how complex everything is when it comes to making a game, stuff that I haven't considered before, even when it comes to the technical aspects, but even when it comes to game design stuff, on how you approach some things when in game design. And as I've said, I'm really interested in game design. I've been starting to play board games recently again, because that's the core of game design. Okay, it's board game design, but that's the core of design, when you have some rules and the design are the rules, right? In a way, that's what a video game is: rules over rules, on a technical aspect, right? So yeah, it's been great so far. As I've said, I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm learning every day, and it's kind of nice to finally go out. I'm going out, and I'm going to the job, and I'm meeting with the cool people I work with, and we are doing stuff, and then hey, it's the end of the day. Nice. I'm going home. I'm relaxing a bit. One thing that I've done, I've started to read a lot, because by 11:30, 12, I'm already going to bed to try to sleep. I kind of have sleep problems because my mind was racing and I can't really get to sleep. So I usually fall asleep around 2 and I wake up around 9. Which is not really ideal because sometimes 2 becomes 3, and there were times when it became 4. But I started reading Asimov Foundation series. I'm right now, Foundation, the Foundation and the Empire, and the Second Foundation. And then right now I'm reading the Second Foundation. But because of the health problem that happened last week, I woke up in the middle of the night and I kind of didn't want to get the light on so I can read. So I got my Kindle. Last week I also got a Kindle, which is great, which is a great device, and I will probably do a video or review for a Kindle once I use it some more. and I started reading Star Wars, The Bane something. I kind of forgot. But it's a book in the Star Wars universe, and that book is really cool. And I like that you can actually light. If you want, you can make the Kindle not emit any light, so you can use your normal light that you are using, or you can make it emit only a little bit light. So that's what I did. I was making it emit a little bit light, and I can just sit and read nicely, or hold that Kindle because it's pretty small, but that's kind of nice. So at least I'm improving my narration, my story stuff, because I'm reading more. I can see how others wrote some stuff. So that's all that's really useful when you want to make games, and especially when you want to be a game designer. So it's all for the best. I mean, we kind of, when we do stuff, we kind of want to do stuff now. We want to have those goods now. But if you look at some people, they only became successful at 35 or something like that, because you really need those years to gather experience before you finally figure something things out. Of course, there are exceptions, but there are people who got better opportunities. They are very smart, and other stuff like that. And I'm not neither of those things. I got opportunities, but they weren't like others. And even if I got the opportunities of others, probably I couldn't have do better stuff because I'm not really that smart. So anyway, as I've said, I've been playing board games. I got Imperial Settlers, which is nice. I'm kind of looking at games that are not really that complex, but they can be played with 2 players, so I can play with a girlfriend. I kind of way past that point, but wow, this game is cool, but because I was playing board games since 2006, and until 2010 I was like, this game, and then I figured out I don't have with whom to play it, and I don't have where to play it. Even that my friends didn't had their own place, so we can go there, have a big table and just play games. And now it's a little bit harder because I just want to get home and relax and not go, and some games are pretty long and I have to teach the rules again. So I'm looking for 2-player games. So if you know any cool board games for 2-player games, write in the comments below. I've been playing Jaipur, Imperial Settlers. I'm looking at Star Wars the card game, which is a LLG game, like living card game, not a TCG, a Lily G, but I'm not sure. I was thinking on trying to get this and maybe a couple of packs and do some balanced decks, teach the girlfriend to play, and then just play like that. And not really go playing professionally or serious or competitively, or get all the packs and stuff like that. I'm not sure yet. I want to buy Suburbia, and I also got Sherlock Holmes, the consultative detective or something like that, which is really cool. It's not really a board game. It's kind of an interactive book where you got your things, and then you're reading. Got your things. You have 10 scenarios. You are reading an introduction with Sherlock Holmes. There has been a murder, and you have to fix the murder. And you have the map of London. You have the newspaper from that particular day, and then you are like, okay, I want to go to the crime scene. And you open that book at the crime scene location in the on the map that you read in the map, and okay, then you see some text, and then things are starting to unfold upon you, and then you are like, okay, I'm finished with this. I think this is the murderer. Sherlock Holmes is going to put you some questions, and then on the last page, Sherlock Holmes is telling you, this is the actual murder, and you'll be like, oh, right, which is an interesting experience. When it comes to video games, I started playing Hearthstone again. Probably you saw because I opened some packs. Those are my latest videos. I've said that I enjoy the Hearthstone. I done the review in 2013, I believe. And I said that, okay, I enjoy Hearthstone, but right now I'm at a point that if I want to enjoy it some more, I need to buy cards. And back then I wasn't in the position to actually buy cards. But right now I said, okay, screw it. People have always been like, do the quests. But quests are like win 3 games with Paladin or Warrior, win 5 games with Priest, and so on. And like, okay, in order for me to do those quests, I need to create some really crappy decks and play something that I don't really enjoy because I know that the decks are crappy. And hopefully I will win 5 games by playing 20 games or something like that. But that's okay, screw it. I bought those packs. I got some really decent cards, and right now I have a decent card collection, and I have decks with almost all. I don't have a Warlock deck because you need some Mal'Ganis cards and Lord Jaraxxus, and those are expensive legendaries. And I can do the quest dailies. I'm doing arena runs because I prefer arena to constructed. I actually just finished arena right now, and that's something that I might do because, you know, it's Saturday. I might just hit the record button and I will just play some arena, and then I'm just going to record, and you guys probably are going or are not going to watch this. I know, but this is kind of what's new. The other thing that happened, basically, ever since I kind of started working, I'm going to talk about the health problem right now. It's nothing major, but it was kind of annoying, and now I'm starting to get better. So that's why I'm saying it's nothing major, but basically, ever since I started working like 2 months ago, I've been having, you know, ass problems. Like, it was hurting to sit down. I was like, okay, it happened before. It's hemorrhoids. When I was kissing, it happened about in 2008 because I was playing a lot of World of Warcraft and I was sitting on the chair, and it was like one day where it was, you know, like constant ass pain. I was like, what the hell is going on? You know? And I was okay, that's thing, and I went to buy a cream after one day of suffering, and it went okay. And in 2011 it happened again, and the same thing. I went to buy the cream and it got away. I used to have like a stupid joke. What do casters have in common? You know, hemorrhoids. Because we all were sitting on the chair so much, you can't really go and walk around. You can't really go to the bathroom or really fast because you were needing to accept the next game because the players might start without you. So anyway, I was like, it's nothing major, not going to. But I stood like 1 month before I went to get the cream, where I was like in constant pain, like, this is really discomforting. This is really bad. Until like 2 weeks ago, when every time you go to the bathroom after the how to put it nicely, after you take a shit, I was like 10 to 15 minutes in pain, and you can really feel the hemorrhoids because they really get, how to put it, they really got big, right? And I was like constant pain until after they relaxed, and I was like, okay, something is wrong, something is not good. And Sunday I was getting to another point, you know, before the last Sunday, where the pain was actually happening during, which was really annoying. I mean, trust me, it's really bearable. You know, going to the bathroom is something beautiful. It's something a lot of you guys are probably looking forward to if you are, you know, at home and you can relax. And it was like, oh shit, pain, then pain after. So last Sunday it was like constant pain. It was bothering me constantly, and was okay, it's bad. I can feel it. Those things are generating pain right now. So I stood Sunday in constant pain, Monday in constant pain, and then Monday I finally go to the doctor. I was a bit lucky because a friend, too bad, his father was having a clinic, and I didn't have to pay anything because it's also kind of expensive. I believe it's kind of around $50. I'm going to pay $50 the next time I go. So anyway, I got a lady sticking a finger into my ass, which wasn't the best part. Trust me, after you sit 2 days in those kind of pains, looking forward to that, at least tell me what's wrong. So it turns out that I have a beautiful anal fissure. And now you guys will be like, you're taking it to the ass, you have an anal fissure, you know, left what you want. That's not what happened. But when it's going to happen to you, you are not going to find this funny. I am finding it a bit funny because I'm feeling a bit better. You know, it's funny in a way, but people don't really talk about this because it's like, you know, it's the ass. When it's your tooth, you're like, my tooth is hurting. When it's the ass, you shut the fuck up. Everybody shuts the fuck up, and they hope to go away. Not going to happen always. It's not always going to go away unless you're doing changes. And now I'm going to tell you what exactly is happening. Ever since I started to work, I have been eating in the city, right? How to put it in English? We have been eating out, right? And I couldn't really eat the normal stuff that I was doing. I was sometimes doing vegetables, right? Those are good because they are fibers. I've been eating outside, which of course meant that you get constipated again, and normally it's not a problem. But that's the thing, because of that fissure, it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then I've ate the same thing, and so it's kind of, you have like a cut here, and you're always, every day you are going to the cut like this. It's never going to heal. So that's how I've also sitting a lot on the chair. So it always stood that it got worse and worse and worse to a point where that happened. So right now I basically, let me put it this better, because if I'm saying it, go to the doctor, you'll be like, yeah, of course you have to go to the doctor, but then you're not going to go to the doctor because we heard that thing so much that you are just, it's going to your 1 year and it's going past the other. Imagine that you have a tooth pain, right? Everybody had tooth pains so far, probably. And it's like, oh, it hurts. Like, I just can't wait to go to the dentist. You go to the dentist, he goes like, or he pulls it out, and you are fine, right? You're fine. No longer pain. Here it was like the same pain that you get on your tooth, but it's on your ass, which is weird. It's painful because you eat, which is nice, but then you know that you have to get rid of the food, which is pain, right? And then you go to the doctor, it's going to do the doctor thing, and then you're going, hey, have this cream, it's going to heal between 3 and 8 weeks. And you go home and you are again in constant pain, and you hope that it will get better. That's what I'm saying. See, it sucks. So yeah, I got back home, again pain, again with the cream. I also got some, they are called Detralex. So basically, those are relaxing. Hemorrhoids are, blood vessels or something like that. So those things relaxes those blood vessels, which got better. So right now I'm feeling much better. I'm also looking at what I eat. I've been eating a lot of proteins, which of course get you constipated. Now I bought apples, I bought pears. I'm eating a pear, I'm eating an apple between when I eat. I also got milk with muesli or yogurt, which is also good. And right now I'm also drinking a lot of water. Wednesday I stood home again because I got the how the hell do you call it? Not the repairman, the guy that's handling the bathroom. I got a boiler installed, which is hot water finally, and I changed the bathroom thing. That's the reservoir of water, and then you push it and go shh, and the shit is gone from the toilet. Yeah, finally I improved the house a bit. So I stood home and only ate some vegetables and some chicken breast. And at that night it was also painful and a lot of blood. So yeah, blood is also involved. And I was like, hey, why? I kind of eat those vegetables. I also eat one pear. But then I remembered I only drink 1 glass of water. So yeah, right now I drink, I aim to drink 2 liters of water per day. So that's how things kind of improved. So keep that in mind, guys. Really keep that in mind. While I was in pain, I was reading other stories with people who got, hemorrhoids and other stuff. And if it's getting complicated, you're going to be in a lot of pain, especially if you are going to remove those things chirurgically. You will be like, 5 days in the hospital in constant pains, and then the recuperation is something like 8 months to 1 year with pains. So don't play with that. Don't play with that. I also found the internal hemorrhoids. Right now I'm treating only the fissure. But they also found internal hemorrhoids, which are not, crucial. But those, in order for me to fix those, it would be like 500 euros. So it's also expensive. So keep that in mind. Be careful on what you eat. Don't eat that much junk food, and really don't sit that much on chair. Try to walk around every hour, do movement, because you need to get the blood moving. And really, if you have any questions or have any stuff like that, just email me if you don't want to write in the comments. But yeah, there have been people who I've been telling this, and they were like, haha, really? the ass hurts? Oh man, oh yeah, this sucks. And then there were people who are like, yeah, eat this, take this medicine. I had the same problem. It sucks. Yeah, it's good that you went to the doctor. And once you had the problems, you are not going to find those things that much funny. So anyway, I'm not sure exactly how to do things with videos. As I've said, I've been playing Hearthstone, a little bit of Heroes of the Storm, and I'm not sure exactly what to play right now and how to make videos and how to... I'm not sure. What do you guys want to see? How do you want to see the content that I wanted to create? I'm up for suggestions because I haven't found a solution yet. So anyway, hopefully this video was interesting for you. I've been talking for some time. I'm not sure exactly, but lol, even the monitor got shut down. That means at least 10 minutes since I've touched the mouse. And the video file size, it's almost 5 gigabytes. So yeah, anyway, a lot of stuff that we talked about. See you soon, guys. See you soon. Goodbye.